What if the way you write your expenses could actually attract more money? It sounds almost unbelievable, doesn't it? Most people see budgeting as a weight, a burden they carry month after month. They imagine spreadsheets full of numbers, restrictions on what they can or cannot buy, and the constant reminder that there is never enough. Each time they write down an expense, they feel a pang of stress or guilt. In their mind, budgeting is a punishment, a tool that reminds them of limitation instead of possibility. Pay attention. That's why I have a simple invitation for you right now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell to receive every practice and teaching on abundance. Like this video and share it with someone who also needs to connect with the frequency of prosperity. And write in the comments, I choose abundance now. But what if you could flip that energy completely? What if, instead of writing from a place of lack, you began writing from a place of power? Imagine that every time you tracked your expenses, it wasn't just about money leaving. It was about declaring that you are in control, that you respect your wealth, and that you are aligned with abundance. Suddenly, the act of writing no longer feels heavy. It becomes intentional. It becomes sacred. This is where the golden pen ritual comes in. Gold, for centuries, has symbolized wealth, prosperity, and divine favor. From crowns to coins to sacred artifacts, gold has always been a marker of value. When you choose to write your financial notes with a golden pen, you are making a symbolic statement. I treat my money as sacred. I honor its presence in my life. That small act transforms the entire process of budgeting. It is no longer a task you dread. It becomes a ritual of empowerment. Now imagine this ritual combined with the practicality of budgeting. Think about the message it sends to your subconscious. Instead of saying, I have to do this because I don't have enough, you're saying, I do this because I am abundant, and I choose to direct my wealth wisely. That subtle shift in language and energy changes everything. The pen becomes a tool of power, not just ink. Each line you write is not only a record, it's a declaration. Each expense you track says, I am in control. I am growing. I am aligned with prosperity. And here's the magic. When your energy shifts, your actions follow. Instead of avoiding your budget, you engage with it. Instead of overspending without awareness, you pause, reflect, and redirect. Each number you write becomes infused with intention, and intention directs behavior. Over time, the ritual trains your brain to see money not as a problem to escape, but as a partner to respect. So yes, something as simple as the pen you use can alter the energy of your finances. By choosing gold, you align with abundance. By turning budgeting into ritual, you transform it from punishment into power. And by combining the mystical with the practical, you create a practice that doesn't just track your money, it attracts more of it. Here's the promise. When you pick up a golden pen and begin to write your expenses with intention, you are no longer just keeping track of numbers, you are declaring abundance. The golden pen ritual anchors prosperity into your subconscious, while the budget hack gives your money direction. Together, they turn budgeting from something cold and restrictive into something empowering and expansive. Let's start with the pen. Gold has always been a symbol of wealth, power, and illumination. When you write with a golden pen, you're not just making a list, you're imprinting the energy of prosperity into every word. Each stroke becomes a statement. I honor my money. I choose to direct it wisely. This small ritual reframes your relationship with money from one of stress to one of respect. It trains your brain to associate budgeting with abundance instead of lack. Now add the budget hack, the 50-30-20 rule. This system is beautifully simple yet incredibly effective. Here's how it works. 50% of your income goes to needs, housing, utilities, food, and essentials. 30% goes to wants, travel, dining, hobbies, the things that bring joy. 20% goes to savings and investments, the portion that builds your future. This framework removes the guesswork. Instead of wondering if you're spending too much or saving too little, you have a clear map. The Golden Pen Ritual ensures you approach this map with focus and positivity. The budget hack ensures your money flows where it needs to, covering essentials, enjoying life, and building wealth simultaneously. The promise here is profound. By combining ritual and system, you align your inner world with your outer results. The ritual changes how you feel about money, replacing stress with empowerment. The system changes how your money behaves, replacing chaos with clarity. Together, they create a cycle of growth. The more respect you give your money, the more effectively you direct it. And the more effectively you direct it, the more it grows. Imagine what this could look like in your life. Instead of avoiding your expenses, you look forward to writing them. Instead of feeling guilt, you feel pride. Each line you write with your golden pen is a signal to your subconscious. I am abundant. I am disciplined. I am free. Over time, this mindset fuels consistent habits, and those habits lead to measurable results, savings that grow, debt that shrinks, and wealth that multiplies. So the promise is simple yet powerful. The Golden Pen Ritual makes budgeting sacred, and the 50-30-20 rule makes it effective. One anchors you in abundance, the other directs your wealth with clarity. Together, they don't just track your money, they transform it. Susan's story shows how a small ritual, combined with a simple system, can create a big transformation. For years, Susan dreaded budgeting. Each time she sat down with her notebook or spreadsheet, she felt anxiety creeping in. Numbers reminded her of bills piling up, goals she hadn't reached, and mistakes she had made. She would start, get overwhelmed, and quit halfway through. Deep down, she believed budgeting was a punishment, a reminder of her limitations instead of a tool for freedom. One day, she came across the Golden Pen Ritual. At first, she smiled at the idea. How could a pen change my finances? She thought, but something about the symbolism intrigued her. So she bought a simple golden pen, sleek, shiny, inexpensive, but different enough to feel special. That evening, she lit a candle, opened her notebook, and began writing her expenses with it. As she wrote, she whispered the phrase, "I honor my money." For the first time, budgeting didn't feel heavy. It felt intentional. Each stroke of her pen was more than ink, it was a declaration. The gold shimmer on the page made her expenses look less like burdens and more like choices. And in that moment, Susan realized she could respect her money instead of resenting it. To make her ritual effective, she paired it with the 50-30-20 budget rule. She divided her income into clear categories: 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and investments. Suddenly, the numbers had structure. She wasn't lost in endless details. She had a map. Writing them down with her golden pen became a nightly habit. Every expense had its place, and every choice felt like alignment instead of chaos. At first, the changes were small. She noticed she wasn't overspending on wants because she had a clear limit. She also felt proud each time she transferred money into her savings account, her 20% vow to herself. The golden pen kept her committed. Whenever she felt tempted to skip a day, the pen on her desk seemed to call out, "Honor your money." Month after month, the results grew. She watched her savings account, once stagnant, begin to rise. In 6 months, she had $2,000. In a year, she had $5,000. This was money Susan never thought she could keep. The ritual gave her the discipline she lacked, and the budget gave her the structure she needed. Looking back, Susan said the biggest change wasn't just the $5,000, it was her relationship with money. She no longer felt shame or fear when she opened her notebook. Instead, she felt gratitude and pride. The golden pen transformed budgeting from punishment into power. And the 50-30-20 rule turned that power into results she could see, touch, and trust. Her story is proof. When you honor money, it honors you back. Budgeting only feels heavy when it lacks structure. Without a system, you're left staring at endless numbers, unsure what's too much or too little, and that confusion creates stress. But with a simple framework, The 50-30-20th rule, you remove the guesswork. And when you combine this framework with the golden pen ritual, budgeting shifts from being restrictive to empowering. Here's how it works. Every time money enters your life, you divide it into 3 clear categories. 50% for needs. This includes housing, utilities, food, transportation, insurance, everything essential to living. By capping this at half your income, you prevent necessities from swallowing your entire budget. It creates balance and forces smarter choices within what matters most. 30% for wants. These are the extras, the dinners out, the streaming subscriptions, the vacations, the hobbies. Many people either overspend here or cut it out entirely. The 30% allocation creates harmony. It ensures you enjoy your money without guilt while keeping it under control. 20% for savings and investments. This is your future fund. Savings for emergencies, investments for growth, or extra payments toward debt. This category transforms your money from something you just spend into something that works for you. Now here's where the golden pen comes in. Instead of just logging expenses passively, you engage with each category intentionally. Each time you write an expense with your golden pen, you don't just jot down a number, you honor the choice. When you write groceries, $120 under needs, you're saying, I respect the money that nourishes me. When you write dinner with friends, $40 under wants, you affirm, I honor joy and connection. And when you write savings, $200 under the 20% column, you declare, I honor my future self. This ritual transforms budgeting into a practice of gratitude and awareness. The golden ink acts as a visual reminder that money is not disappearing, it's flowing into categories that serve you. And as psychology shows us, writing by hand deepens memory and awareness. The more you write, the more conscious you become of your habits. Over time, this awareness naturally reduces wasteful spending and strengthens financial discipline. The beauty of the 50-30-20th rule is that it works for almost any income level. If 20% savings feels impossible right now, start smaller, maybe 10%. The key is consistency, not perfection. Even small amounts grow when you honor them. Pairing this system with the golden pen ritual does 2 things. It keeps you engaged emotionally, and it ensures your money is directed logically. One anchors your energy, the other guides your strategy. Together, they create balance between enjoying the present, securing the essentials, and building the future. So here's the tip. Don't just budget ritualize it. Pick up your golden pen, apply the 50-30-20th rule, and let each written line be both a declaration and a direction. Over time, you won't just have numbers on a page, you'll have clarity, confidence, and growing wealth. At first glance, a golden pen and a budget may seem like they come from completely different worlds, one mystical, the other mathematical. But when you look deeper, you realize they work on the same principle, anchoring focus and directing energy. One shapes your inner reality, the other organizes your outer results. Let's start with the mystical. Gold has been revered across cultures for thousands of years. It has symbolized power, purity, wealth, and divine favor. Pharaohs were buried with it, kings wore crowns made of it, and temples were adorned in it. The message was always the same. Gold represents something sacred and abundant. When you hold a golden pen in your hand, you're tapping into that archetypal symbolism. Each line you write becomes infused with the energy of prosperity. You're telling your subconscious, money is not something I fear or avoid, it's something I honor. There's also the mystical power of ritual itself. Rituals turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Lighting a candle, tying a string, or in this case, writing with a golden pen transforms a task into a moment of intention. And intention matters. It elevates budgeting from a dull obligation into a sacred practice. Instead of merely tracking numbers, you're aligning with abundance each time you write. Now let's connect it to science. Neuroscience shows us that writing by hand has a powerful effect on the brain. It engages multiple areas simultaneously: motor skills, memory, and emotional processing. This creates deeper encoding of the information. When you write your expenses by hand, you don't just record them, you internalize them. You become more conscious of your habits, which increases self-control. Psychology also explains why rituals work. They act as habit cues, physical anchors that trigger specific states of mind. The golden pen becomes a visual and tactile reminder of your vow to treat money with respect. Each time you pick it up, your brain associates the action with abundance and clarity. Over time, this connection strengthens, turning budgeting into a natural, even enjoyable habit. Then there's the science of budgeting itself. The 50-30-20th rule is not random, it's rooted in behavioral economics. It simplifies financial decisions by creating clear categories, reducing what psychologists call decision fatigue. Instead of debating every purchase, you already know where it belongs. This structure makes it easier to stick with your plan and prevents overspending. When you combine the mystical and the scientific, you get something extraordinary. The pen taps into ancient symbolism and personal ritual, shifting your energy. The budget taps into psychology and economics, directing your money effectively. Together, they reprogram both your mind and your finances. So the truth is this: rituals give meaning, and science gives method. The golden pen ritual makes you feel connected to abundance, while the budget hack ensures you act in alignment with it. One feeds the soul, the other feeds the numbers, and both feed your future. Rituals only work when they are clear, repeatable, and meaningful. The beauty of the golden pen ritual plus budget hack is that it doesn't require complicated tools, just a pen, a notebook, and your willingness to honor money differently. Here's how you can bring it into your daily life step by step. Step 1. Choose your golden pen. This doesn't have to be an expensive object. You can buy a simple golden pen online or in a stationery store. What matters is the symbolism. By dedicating one pen exclusively for your financial notes, you give it purpose. Hold it for a moment before using it and declare, "This pen writes the story of my abundance." From that instant, it is no longer just ink, it is an anchor for prosperity. Step 2. Create your sacred space. Budgeting often feels heavy because it's done in a rush, at a cluttered desk, or while multitasking. Shift the energy by creating a ritual space. Light a candle, clear your table, or play calming music. These small actions signal to your brain that this is not a stressful task, it's a sacred practice. Step 3. Write down every expense. Each day, open your notebook and write down your expenses using the golden pen. Don't judge yourself, just record honestly. As you write, say aloud, "I honor my money." Let the gold ink remind you that every transaction is part of your financial story. Instead of guilt, bring awareness. Step 4. Apply the 50-30-20 rule. Next, categorize your expenses into needs, 50%, wants 30%, and savings investments, 20%. For example, rent under needs, a dinner out under wants, and a transfer to your savings account under the 20%. Writing this breakdown by hand helps your brain process it deeply. Soon, you'll start noticing patterns, where you overspend, where you can save more, and how your choices align with your goals. Step 5. Review weekly. Set aside one day each week to review your budget. Look at your categories and see how close you are to your 50-30-20 balance. As you do, hold your golden pen and affirm, "I direct my money with wisdom." This regular check-in prevents small leaks from turning into big problems and reinforces the discipline you are building. Step 6. Celebrate savings. Each time you add to your savings or investment account, pause. Write the amount with your golden pen and whisper thanks. This makes saving feel rewarding, not restrictive. The more you celebrate small wins, the more motivated you'll feel to keep going. Step 7. Protect the ritual. Never use your golden pen for ordinary notes. Keep it sacred. Every time you see it, your subconscious will connect it with respect, clarity, and abundance. Over time, this creates a powerful anchor that keeps you consistent. When you follow these steps, you don't just budget, you transform budgeting into a ritual of abundance. Each stroke of your golden pen becomes both a practical record and a spiritual declaration. I honor money, and it honors me. Every ritual needs words that seal the intention. For the golden pen ritual, the activation phrase is simple yet incredibly powerful. I honor money, and it honors me. At first glance, this may look like a short affirmation, but each word carries weight. Let's break it down so you feel the depth behind it. The phrase begins with I honor. To honor something means to treat it with respect, with reverence, and with attention. Most people don't honor their money, they ignore it, resent it, or fear it. By declaring I honor, you shift your relationship. You're saying, I see money not as a burden, but as a partner. I treat it with care. That simple act changes how you feel every time you open your notebook and write with your golden pen. Next comes money. This is where the ritual becomes grounded. We're not talking about abstract abundance, but real, tangible money, the bills you pay, the savings you build, the wealth you grow. Saying the word directly acknowledges its presence and power in your life. Too many people avoid saying money because it feels taboo. But the more you say it with respect, the more natural it becomes to manage it well. Then comes the second half. And it honors me. This flips the dynamic. Instead of chasing money or feeling like it slips through your fingers, you're declaring a mutual relationship. You honor money by treating it with clarity and discipline. In return, money honors you by showing up, flowing in, and multiplying. This phrase creates a feedback loop. Respect goes out, abundance comes back. From a mystical perspective, these words act like a vow. Spoken while writing with a golden pen, they send a signal to your subconscious and to the energy around you. You are no longer careless with money, you are in partnership with it. From a scientific perspective, repeating affirmations tied to a physical action, like writing, strengthens neural pathways. The more you say and write this phrase, the more your brain encodes it as truth. Here's how to use it in practice. Each time you finish writing your expenses with your golden pen, pause for a moment. Place your hand gently on the page, breathe deeply, and say aloud, I honor money and it honors me. Feel the words as if they are alive. Visualize money flowing toward you in gratitude for your respect. When you save or invest, whisper the phrase again. Let it become a seal for every financial decision. Over time, this activation phrase becomes part of your identity. You stop acting from fear or guilt and start acting from respect and confidence. You see yourself not as someone who struggles with money, but as someone who partners with it. And that partnership, reinforced daily, creates stability, clarity, and growth. So let each line you write end with this sacred declaration. I honor money, and it honors me. Now it's your turn to step into this ritual. You've just discovered how something as simple as a golden pen and a clear budget can completely transform your relationship with money. But knowledge without action changes nothing. Transformation begins the moment you declare your vow and take the first step. So pause for a moment. Imagine holding a golden pen in your hand right now. Feel its weight, see its shine. Imagine writing down your expenses, not as a chore, but as an act of respect. Picture yourself saying the words, I honor money, and it honors me. Feel how different that energy is from the stress you may have felt before. This is no longer punishment, it's empowerment. Now I want you to anchor this vow with action. Go to the comments right now and type these words in full. I honor my money. When you write it, don't just type casually. Write it with conviction, as if you are carving it into your future. Let it be your vow to yourself, your declaration to the universe, and your message to the community that you are ready to treat money with respect. And as you scroll, you'll see others making the same promise. Together, you'll feel the energy of hundreds of people choosing to honor their money. That collective energy will remind you that you are not alone, you are part of a movement. But don't stop at the comment. Put the ritual into practice. Find your golden pen today. It could be from a store, a gift, or even a pen you paint gold yourself. Dedicate it solely to your finances. Then, tomorrow, sit down and write your expenses with it. As you do, whisper your vow. Let each line you write remind you that you are in control, that money is your ally, not your enemy. Pair this with the 50-30-20th rule, and watch how clarity replaces chaos, how savings begin to grow, and how confidence begins to take root. And if you're ready to keep walking this path of abundance, make sure you stay connected. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss another ritual, another strategy, another secret to align your energy with your money. Each video is another step, another practice, another key to unlocking the freedom you deserve. Finally, share this with someone you care about. Think of a friend or family member who always struggles with budgeting, who feels stressed each time they look at money. Imagine giving them this gift: a golden pen, a simple ritual, and a powerful vow. Share the video, invite them to join you, and grow together. So here is your moment. Comment now: I honor my money. Let this be the declaration that transforms how you see money forever. Because when you honor money, it truly will honor you back.